Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be talking through my thought process and explaining why I am making all of the decisions that I am making in a ranked game of the finals. So I'm just solo queuing here. I don't know either of my two teammates, which is why I've tapped J. It's always good to look at what your teammates are using. So I know that one is using the healing beam and one is using the guardian turret as well. Now the guardian turret definitely isn't the best thing. Healing beam and recon senses used to be a lot better, and then recon senses got nerfed. So now it's really just the healing beam that's a lot better. The healing beam is definitely the meta specialization for the medium at the moment, especially in ranked. The guardian turret really just doesn't offer that much, I would say. Like, it can be okay sometimes, but I think it's quite niche. And if you're playing ranked, you probably want to try and use the meta, unless you absolutely hate the meta. So if you're someone, you know, that absolutely hates using the SDAR, don't use the SDAR, just use the AKM or like the revolver or something, because you're probably going to be better with something that you like than with something that you don't like. But anyway, we go to the vault that's closer. Always better to go to the vault that's closest. I RPG that person, and then I finish them off. So RPG is very, very strong, but you do have to be ready to follow up sometimes. And I obviously knew he was going to drop down because there was a hole in the roof and they had a dome shield there. So I break that window. I missed the jump several times, and then I break the window. I am going to die here. I throw a dome shield. I thought the dome shield was going to fall down, but it didn't. I just threw it onto the platform. Then someone else finishes me off. And I believe my teammate is going to die here as well. They're kind of wedged into a corner between a guy and a turret, and they do die too. So sometimes things don't go so well in this game for you, and that's okay. Sometimes you just, you know, get off to a bad start. But one of the great things about this game is that it doesn't really matter, because right now everyone's only gonna have like 1,000 or 3,000 cash. Like 1,000 for opening the vault, and then 2,000 for putting it into the cash out comes to a total of 3,000, right? So this first fight kind of matters the least, if that makes sense. So don't get disheartened and stuff if you lose the first fight, because you really can bring it back a lot. And also, when you're in that spectator mode, don't just go on your phone and stuff. It's very, very good for like getting some type of information out of the match. So like, for example, I knew Vault 1 was being put into cash out A, and I knew that was going to happen faster than Vault 2 was going to be put into cash out B. So we're going to A now because it's going to be in already. It's been started already. So even if like we lose A here, we're still going to be able to fall back onto B and try and have a go at that as well. So it's always very, very good to go to the cash out that's first, in most situations anyway. So I get a couple of kills there with the C4 barrel, and then I finish that person off as well. Say what you will about the C4 barrel, but it is very strong, right? And even if you're someone that doesn't like using it, or even if you're someone that thinks it's cheesy, you know, other people, especially in ranked, aren't going to think like that. They're also going to be using the C4 barrel too, so you might as well use it yourself. But yeah, it's definitely very, very strong. So we are at cash out A here, and I believe something's going to happen in a second. I do throw one of my C4s onto the cash out here. Always good to use the C4s. It's, you know, not going to be great to just have two of them like ready to go and not have anything on cooldown. You kind of want stuff to be on cooldown so that you can use them more throughout the match, if that makes sense. I do get C4 barrel myself, so I am dead. And then I get defibrillated here. I just jump outside. If you don't really know what's happening in a room, no need to stick around. You can just jump outside. I try and go up there because someone was stealing the cash out. It falls down, so I fall down. I kill that guy. Then I try and charge and slam into that guy. I do, but I don't get the kill because they were full. Both of my teammates are alive, though, fortunately. I think they're about to get a team wipe, and now I am going to get rezzed. So I got a couple of kills there, and my teammates also kind of cleaned up, which was very, very nice. And now I don't believe anything else is going to happen. I believe I can skip to the next fight now. We're just going to get A, and then I think we're probably going to do something else afterwards. But that definitely went okay. So yeah, it's always good to use C4 barrels as well, because they definitely are one of the strongest things anyway in the game right now. Unfortunately, like all of the other barrels have been nerfed aside from the red barrel, like gas barrels and pyro barrels and all that kind of stuff. If you try and throw those at someone, it's going to be hard to hit the shot, but the red barrels are like exactly the same as they were pre-nerf. That definitely might get nerfed pretty soon. But anyway, we try and go to B there. B is the high risk, high reward situation. I don't really like doing that. Both teammates marked it though, so I decided to go with them, and we do get wiped. what I would normally do is just go to the next vault that spawns in after the first cash out finishes, which was Vault 3. So we very easily could have gone to that. It was definitely a pretty safe option. We probably could have just opened it and then put it into the cash out. But sometimes it is okay to try and, you know, go for the high risk, high reward one, which was B there. But we didn't get it and we just died. And now we're going to go to Vault 4. So we're going to Vault 4 because we spawned closer to it here, which, you know, makes sense. But if you spawned like an even distance away from 4 and 3 there, you should go to 4 anyway. The reason for that is because 3 has been there for longer, so someone's probably going to get to that first, whereas 4 just kind of spawned in, so probably no one's going to be there yet. So as you can see, no one's here, and someone has also opened that other vault. So if you spawn like an even a distance away from both of them, you should probably go to the one that spawned in later, because probably no one's going to be at that one still. I marked the barrel because I'm holding the C4 barrel. I don't want to drop it. I marked the vault, I mean, because I don't want to drop my C4 barrel, so my teammate takes it. And now we're going to go to cash out D. I don't know if anything's going to happen here. I think I'm going to get a lot of goo barrels and try and fortify the room up a little bit. So I'm going to skip to when that's all been done. So we have put in D here. It's about 3/4 of the way done. Teammate marks enemy, so I'm expecting them to be over there. There is goo behind me, so I wasn't really expecting anyone to come up from behind, but unfortunately they RPG us, and my C4 barrel then also blows up. So the C4 barrel is very, very good, but it is also like a double-edged blade or a sword or whatever, and it can very easily kill you too, especially if someone like frags you or RPGs you or something. So me and my teammate died because my teammate was standing next to me, so they died as well, and now the third teammate dies here too. But fortunately, we defended it for long enough, and now cash out. We got the cash out because they didn't get it. So, you know, a little bit lucky there. Sometimes you do get a little bit lucky. I think they were also getting shot at by a different team there, which might have helped us too. But yeah, we definitely did get a bit fortunate there. I did kind of kill my teammate too with my C4 on my barrel, so that definitely wasn't great, but hey, we still got it. So here we are going to go to Vault 5 just because it's closer, and again, I don't really want to try and go for the high risk, high reward cash out again. I just rather defend 5. You don't want to open this. There's 1 minute left in the game. If we don't open this and no one else opens this, it means that we win. So you really don't want to open this vault. And then a teammate opens it, which, you know, isn't great. You don't really want this to be open, because if someone gets this in, then maybe we're not going to win anymore, right? So when there's like not much time left in the match, you really do just want to defend. So I'm kind of ready to grab this vault here because I want to chuck it into a room far away and not touch it, right? So I put it in here, I chuck some C4 on it, so if someone takes it, I can try and blow them up, or just throw it at someone and blow it up. I grabbed this gas barrel to try and shoot it to make sure no one can come through that room. And now I'm gonna probably grab the vault and just get ready to throw it at someone. Now this is quite bad timing, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to throw a dome shield, and just as I'm throwing that, I think someone is going to come through the door, which is really unfortunate, because otherwise I probably would have been able to C4 barrel them. Yeah, they come through, I missed the C4 barrel, I RPG them, and then I do kill them as well. I just use a charge and slam, because what I do here doesn't really matter, because we win. Even if we got wiped there, we still would have won. But yeah, when you're in like the last few minutes of the game, don't open the vault. In most situations anyway, don't open the vault, especially if you're winning, just because, you know, if that gets into a cash out, then it makes the game go on longer, and now maybe you're not going to win anymore. So do just try and defend it in most situations anyway. Obviously, you know, that can change depending on your situation. But anyway, we're going to go on to the second round now. So, on to round 2, we spawn in, and when you've got 2 mediums on your team, just wait for the jump pad, the zip line. Like, in that situation, normally I would use a charge and slam for a small movement buff, but I know one of my teammates probably has a zip line on, so I just wait for that. I could use the charge and slam here for a movement buff, but it's very close and I can see no one else is here, so I don't use it. Normally, an enemy team comes from that direction. They don't come from that direction, though. They come from behind. I RPG them. It took me a second to realize that was an enemy. They were trying to blow up the mines. I get the kill though. I think someone else is going to come up, but my teammate comes up. I did see someone else underneath. I'm not too sure if they're dead or not. I can see now they're actually not dead because we only have an extra 200 cash, which means we only got 1 kill. So there is someone like around there still. I don't really know where they are though, and I'm just going with my teammates still a bit. I do chuck some C4 onto this barrel. Again, C4 barrel is very, very strong. And I just follow my teammates because it's good to do that. I fall down, I see a guy behind, blow them up, and now I'm going to try and take the high ground onto this roof, and also to try and catch up with my teammates. I see a purple. I dome, I'm going to shoot them a little bit with a shotgun. and then they run away. Here you don't chase. Here you kind of look around a bit and see what's going on. I see my teammates are far away. I realize I need to get to them. I think I saw someone get up here, but you know, you don't want to get tunnel vision here. So I'm trying to go and get to that platform. I see someone to my right. They start shooting at me, so I just fall down and I keep going to the cash out. You don't want to try and 1v1 that person. Sometimes 1v1s are okay. This is not a situation where the 1v1 is okay, because one of my teammates are dead and the other one probably needs help because there's still a purple there. So I get the kill, teammate reses, and then the other one dies to gas, I think, and now I'm gonna res this teammate as well. So, you know, if I 1v1 that purple back there, you know, maybe my other teammate would have died, maybe I would have died, and then if we all got wiped, it probably wouldn't have been great for us, because now purple would just be able to like res everyone and maybe chuck some mines by the cash out and just make it harder for us to get to it. But because I didn't get tunnel vision, I was able to come assist my teammates, and it just went quite well for us. So try not to get tunnel vision. It is very, very hard to do, but getting tunnel vision, I mean, not getting tunnel vision is going to be very, very beneficial to you. I know there's a guy up there somewhere, so I was looking up that way. I think my teammates' mines blew him up, so they got the kill and I got the assist for shooting him a little bit. And now we are just kind of defending it from whoever's left. I see the turret shooting at someone. It's always good to follow wherever the turret is shooting at. I RPG them. You know, it's not the best RPG, but sometimes it is good to get someone like half health or something, just so that they can't Rambo into the fight, just so that they have to like start their health regeneration or something. Like, the whole thing about defending this cash out is you want to buy as much time as possible. If someone has to destroy your dome shield, that's a couple of seconds you buy. If someone has to blow up your C4, that's a couple of seconds you have to buy. And like, the reason you kill the enemy team, it's not so that you see your kills go up, it's so that they die, so that you've got 30 seconds where there's no enemy team. Right, so the whole thing about defending this game, the whole thing about defending in this game, rather, is you just want to buy as much time as you possibly can. So we're able to do that there, and we do get the cash out, and now we're going to go to Vault 3. It's only half time, so, you know, unlike when it's in the last few minutes, you do just want to open this straight away and get it in straight away. It's always good to try and put the Vault in first, because then, you know, like, it's just good to put in the Vault first, because like, if you put it in second, the first vault is going to finish, and then everyone's going to third party at the second one. Whereas if you put it in first, like, half of the people are going to go to the first one, and then half of the people are going to go to the second one. So it's always good to try and get it in first, because it just gives you the advantage, really. Because even if you lose it, then you can also be one of the teams that goes to the other cash out, you know? So it kind of gives you like 2 attempts, kind of. But here we're going to C, and even though you do want to put it in first, you don't want to put it in first too quickly, because, again, you don't want everyone to third party. So if you're the only one with, like, an active cash out, that's also not going to be good for you. So you kind of have to time it right, but fortunately the other vault is already spawned in and all that, so it's completely fine, and we just put it in straight away. But there are situations where you do want to wait a little bit before you put it in, but this isn't one of those situations anyway. So we're just defending here, and I'm going to skip to when the next team comes, which is right about here. So we see them jumping up with some jump pads. I try and mark them. It's always good to mark enemies. I miss the mark, though. I try and go res my teammate. Teammate just defibrillates, though. Defibrillators are very, very good. Try and dome. I missed the dome, though. I've missed a lot of domes in this episode. I see a heavy by the cash out. I know he's probably going to blow up the C4. I try and RPG him. I miss completely. I kill the guy that's going to steal. Here, you finish off the medium. You finish off the one that's low, and then fight the other one. It also helped that they were the medium, because they were trying to heal the heavy. It's always good to try and kill the healer first, right? And then I finished off the heavy as well, because I knew they were low, and now everyone's wiped. So teammates also didn't die, which helped, and I was able to kill the medium and the heavy. They had a lot of time there, so when you're trying to attack a cash out, you don't have to rush it. They kind of rushed it there. Like, the heavy went in himself, and then the medium kind of came, and I don't know where their third teammate was. But they definitely didn't really, like, play as a team there, and, you know, it is a team-based objective game, really. But there is no reason for them to rush it there. They had lots of time to try and, like, fight us and then get the cash out. There are situations where you want to rush it, but that wasn't one of them. They had plenty of time here. This is where you rush it, but also there's not much point rushing it here, because they just can't get it. Like, they can't get that. They don't have time. It takes 6 seconds to steal the cash out. That's going to be done before 6 seconds are up. So I blow someone up because they know they were gonna. I knew they were gonna come through. Then I get someone else. I didn't really have to fight there. I could have just ran away. I probably did get a little bit of tunnel vision, but it probably would have been okay to also to have just gone to a different vault. I didn't do that, but now we're doing it. So we're going to Vault 5 here, and now we're in the, you know, the end of the game. We're nearing the end of the game, and you don't want to open this, because if you don't open it, and things stay how they are, Pink is going to be in second place with like 20 grand, and we're going to be in first place. So if you don't open this, we're going to win. But I think our teammate doesn't really understand that. You know, sometimes you have to have good game sense, and I think maybe they weren't thinking so much. And that's okay, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you don't get fantastic teammates or anything. At the end of the game, we probably see they're actually in silver because, you know, the matchmaking isn't fantastic, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter. So now that just means that we have to run away with the vault. But that's why you should never open the vault. It's kind of the same as it was in the last round. So now that it's open, I'm doing the same as I did in the last round, and I want to try and enter like a lonely little room somewhere and just defend this vault. I have to defend it for 1 minute and 20 seconds, and if no one puts this in, then we're going to win. There are situations where you do want to put this vault in, and those situations tend to arrive when, like, there's another vault that's been opened, and someone else on a different team is going to put that other vault in. Then you're going to want to put this vault in. But right now, since that cash out is still going, like, you don't have to do that. You just want to defend this. I see my teammates in this room. I'm just going to drop this vault here. Going to try and throw some gas barrels next to it just so I can, you know, just for extra destructive capabilities when someone tries to steal it. And I'm going to hide in a little room now. I'm going to hide in this room behind this little yellow thing. I'm just going to blow it up when someone tries to steal the vault. I know it's probably going to happen because, you know, there are 2 teams that still aren't qualifying. They're going to come for this vault. They don't really have time to open 6 because it takes 20 seconds to open a vault. So 2 teams are going to go for this. I blow someone up. I see it's on the roof. I'm just waiting for someone to grab it. I see a team there. Can't really see them properly though, so no point using that RPG. You got to save the RPG for when you need it, which is going to be right about now. I know the vault's on the roof, so I go up to the roof. I RPG that person. I try and charge and slam to catch up to them a little bit. I see they use the jump pad, and now I'm going to finish them off. And unfortunately for this person, that doesn't go into A. That was almost a really amazing throw. They nearly got it into A. That would have been really, really cool if they did for them. But unfortunately they didn't. I killed them. The cash out doesn't go into the vault, or the vault doesn't go into the cash out rather. Then I just throw it away and we qualify. And now we're going to go on to round 3. But it is very good to just defend that vault for those last 2 minutes. And the easiest way to do that is to not open it. So that people can't just take it straight away. So do try and defend the vault as much as you can before you open it. But anyway, on to round 3. So we are into round 3, and here it looks like Vault 2 is closer. But Vault 2 isn't actually closer, Vault 1 is closer. Now this just takes some map knowledge, which does take some time to kind of learn. It always takes time to learn maps in any video game. But I know Vault 1 here is closer because of the jump pads. But a different team opens it first, and now I'm going to go to Vault 2, because there's no point me staying there and 3v1ing the people at Vault 1 when I can just go with my teammates to Vault 2, which they're already at. They do also have 2 kills. You can tell now because we've got 1,400 cash, so 1,000 for opening the vault and 400 for getting 2 kills, because 1 kill is worth 200 cash. I didn't think about that in the game because I was looking out for enemies, but I'm thinking about that now because I can see it in hindsight. There's a heavy there. That was a really bad RPG by me. I was expecting them to turn and run, but it wasn't a clean RPG. I hit the mesh shield, so I damaged myself, and then I die. I did get the heavy though. I respawn, and instead of respawning and immediately trying to go for kills, you can just run. So I respawn, and I run away with my teammate. I dome, and then I chuck some C4 into the stereo. Whenever you're being chased and you're low, someone's gonna chase after you, and then you can do that and get a free, easy kill, which is exactly what I do. Now, here, I'm gonna want to try and get my teammate's totem. I take a shot at purple. Sometimes it's okay to shoot at people to see if they're low, but obviously I'm not going to try and kill that person. I just took some pot shots at them, and now I'm going to run away because I've been noticed by the recon sense. So when you've got a teammate's totem like this, you don't want to run away for miles and miles for like 30 seconds and just waste everyone's time. You want to res like as soon as you can. You don't have to be ultra mega safe. You can just be like in a room slightly far away and res, and most likely you're going to be fine. I ran away a little bit because I was getting recon sensed. I was getting sensed by the recon senses, but I just got out of its range. and then I was fine to res. So here we both mark A, because the other vault still hasn't been put into a cash out, and B is halfway done. So, I mean, we go to B. We go to B here because the other cash out hasn't been put in yet, and B is halfway done. So we want to go to this one because, again, even if we fail this one, then we can fall back on A and try and do that one afterwards. So it gives us the best option, like the best chance of getting a cash out if we go to this one first. So that's what we try and do. I mess up a little bit there. I try and take a zipline with no cover and being shot at by 2 people, which wasn't great. Here, I kind of know that those enemies are a little bit behind me, so I just try and go straight with the cash out, because I know they're far away. My teammates are standing up there, so they can probably just cover me, and I'm just going to steal the cash out now. And here I do something silly. I place a C4, and then I pick it up again. I know my teammates are fighting. This is just a silly thing that I did. I pick up the C4 and throw it back on when I should have been assisting my teammates. And I'm just ready to blow that cash out up if someone else takes it. I've also got the RPG reloaded. Always good to reload the RPG. Always good to look at the cooldown so that you know when you have to reload it. I see a heavy. I miss an RPG there because they kind of turn direction. They are low though. I get the assist. And now I think it's going to be okay. I also dome my teammate just in case anyone else is around, and they didn't really have much cover there. So, you know, with the dome shield, you can use it on your teammates as well. Cash out B is going to finish now, so I think I'm going to pick up my C4. I don't really see people doing this a lot, but it makes so much sense to pick up your C4 if it's not being used, and now you've got another 2 C4 that's not on cooldown, right? So, yes, it's good for your C4 to, like, be used, but, like, if you're throwing it in the middle of nowhere, you might as well just pick it up and just have it not on cooldown. So here we're going to open 3, and we're going to go to C instead. So in the first round, this is kind of the same situation where we would go to A, which is, again, the high risk, high reward situation, but you don't really want to do that because it is high risk, right? You just want to open 3 for that 1,000 cash, then put it into the cash out for that 2,000 cash, and that's just going to be better. And also, as the game goes on, obviously the vaults are always worth more, so instead of going to the cash out that had like a vault 2 in it, you want to go to the cash out that has a vault 3 in it because it gives you more cash. Like this one is giving us 15,000 and the other one would only give us 10,000. So it is also better in that respect as well. So it makes the most sense to go to cash out C here, which is exactly what we're doing. I'm pretty sure we're going to get it in, and then there's going to be a team shooting at us at some point. So I'll skip to that. So cash out C has been put in, and I am standing on top of this roof so I can see what's around. A teammate marks an enemy, and then I get double RPG'd and finished off by a heavy shotgun. So that didn't go great for me. I do get defibrillated, so you've got to be ready to be defibrillated. Like in a game like Warzone, when you get killed, a lot of people probably just go on their phone, like myself included, and they wait for... like, they wait to enter the gulag or whatever. In this game, when you die, you gotta be ready to be defibrillated, especially when you've got mediums on your team. Unfortunately, as soon as I get defibrillated, I RPG the enemy, and they, like, timed the dome shield really, really well, and I blew myself up, and then we all get team wiped. So that wasn't great, but that was a good time to die. So, whenever you're defending a cash out, there are good times to die and bad times to die. We died at a good time, because cash out C is only halfway done, which gives us plenty of time to respawn, and then go back to cash out C, which is what we want to do since the other vault still hasn't even been put into D, right? So we want to go back to cash out C, you want to kill everyone, and then take it. That was a good time to die. If you die when it's like 3/4 of the way done, you're probably not going to get that. Here, don't RPG. Destroy the APS turret first, and then RPG. I miss it anyway though, but it's always good to destroy the APS turret or just not shoot at the APS turret, basically. I chase this person because they look like they're trying to run away, which means they're probably low. I get a heavy, and then I get this person, and then a teammate I think is going to kill that light. Is it a light? I think it was a light. I'm not actually sure. I can't tell right now. Anyway, we killed purple, and now unfortunately pink is here as well. I'm going to try and throw some C4 into that room. I didn't see the person that jumped out. It just like slipped my eyes, but I saw it just here. And then I think my C4 also got blown up by another APS turret that was in that room. And here, this teammate gets play of the game right here for this. They run to the other cash out. And that's absolutely amazing. So earlier I would have said something about not getting tunnel vision, and this is honestly play of the game right here. They go to cash out D. And that's the right decision. There is absolutely no point staying at C. He wouldn't have been able to have stolen it, even if everyone was dead. There just wasn't enough time. So they went to cash out D instead. And unfortunately, I was like 1 second away from being able to use my coin, but they get killed, and now we've all been team wiped. But that was a beautiful idea. Because if they got to D and I coined, I would have spawned next to them, and then if the teammate coined as well, they also would have spawned next to us, and that would have been very, very good. But it just doesn't happen. I mark cash out D because I see someone is going to open 5. If no one was opening 5 there, I would have gone to 5, but someone is opening it, so now I'm going to go to D instead. And we just have to try and get this one really, because otherwise we're not going to win, or we're going to have to try and get the next cash out afterwards. But this is like the best one to try and get, so we're going to try and do that. Teammates are both underneath, so I'm going to try and see who's down here. I'm watching out for the APS turret. Always good to destroy it. I think... Oh, I actually did destroy it. I dome here. Always good to dome a teammate if they're going to try and steal the cash out. I do try and stand in front of them a little bit as well, because if they get this, the enemy isn't going to be able to steal it back, and luckily they do get it. So always good to dome as a heavy, and then it's always also good to like stand in front of the enemy if you can. I throw a C4, realize there's not much point, and then I just pick it back up. This teammate went AFK, which happens more later on, unfortunately, but it's always good to try not to go AFK. And then they die. I don't know where the purple is, and then the purple kills me, but it doesn't really matter because there's only 40 seconds left in the game, and I'm pretty sure we're probably going to win here. But one thing to note is that in the spectator mode, again, you want to use it to look around and see what's happening. I see Vault 5 has been opened, so someone can just take that and put it into a cash out. No one's defending it, or at least like it looks like no one's defending it. Then a purple takes it, and I can see they're going towards A. So if purple gets that into A, that's not good. And purple is also opening the other vault, but I'm not really concerned about that because they don't really have much time. It takes like 20 seconds to open a vault, so that's like no one's going to get that vault in, you know? But someone might get it into A. I see them on the right, so I try and shoot at them a little bit here to just flank them. I tried to shoot the window there to see if it was open, but it was open already. And then I just run to this vault room, to this cash out room, just to make sure no one like does an amazing throw into the cash out. So yeah, you do want to make sure you're trying to defend that last vault and not let it go in most situations, especially if you're winning. That's exactly what we did, and now we are on to the final round, which I honestly don't know if I'm going to show or not, but I guess you're going to find out momentarily. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to show this whole round, just because it's really, really weird, and I don't think there's really much to learn from it. There was a lot of... I don't know, it was just a very weird game, and I don't think I'm really going to show it. So it starts off as a 3v2. It looks great. Their teammate doesn't join back. So it does start off as a 3v2, which is a little bit unfortunate for them. And I'll skip to it. I'll skip to this bit, which is where I kill 2 enemies, and we get the first cash out. And this is still a 3v2, so their teammate never joined back. This is still a 3v2, and Pink is going to get this cash out. So they actually played quite well here. So they are going to get this one right now. And then the third and final cash out is really weird because this is what happened. As soon as the second cash out finished, our teammate went AFK, so now it's a 2v2, and we just stole this cash out, but Pink is gonna kill this guy. I RPG'd that heavy. I get messed up by that other enemy there. I try and blow them up with this C4. I try and chuck some down. I try and blow it up. It doesn't super work, and then I am a little bit low. Health regeneration kicks in. I have to kill whoever's stealing this, but I'm about to get killed myself, and now Pink are going to have time to steal this cash out. So I'm not showing it because at the start of the game, it was a 3v2, so it's not like we have played the enemies or anything like that. Like, we just had an extra teammate, so it wasn't exactly fair. And then I'm not showing the rest of it because a teammate went AFK, and, you know, that's never much fun. And then it was 2v2, and I don't know, I just didn't really want to show a 2v2 for, like, 5 minutes of the game. You know, there wasn't much 2v2ing anyway. So yeah, the end was a little bit weird, and we did end up losing that last 2v2. And it didn't go great, but yeah, that's what ended up happening anyway. But yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.